I hope you guys are doing well and enjoying the videos. If you guys are looking for more videos and updates like this, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Today we are going to cover a topic related to policy, and that topic is going to be how to configure policy on FortiGate firewall. We are basically going to configure a policy on FortiGate firewall. We are going to see how that policy is going to behave, how that policy is going to control the traffic, how we can configure that particular policy on FortiGate firewall. Okay, so these are the topics we are going to cover in this video with the help of lab. Okay, okay, so let me tell you about the topology first, then we will move on the lab part. So this is the topology we are going to use. In this topology, we do have one FortiGate firewall in which two of the FortiGate firewall ports, ports 2 and port 3 is configured as LAN 1 and LAN 2. For LAN 1, we are using the subnet 10.10.10.0/24. In LAN 1, we do have two LAN PCs. One is window PC and another one is VPC. Similarly, we have configured the LAN 2 subnet as well, and there is we are using the subnet 20.20.20.0/24. Port 4 we are using as a DMG port, and for DMG subnet we are DMG network we are using the subnet 30.30.30.0/24. We have taken one Windows server Windows 7 PC here, and we configured that particular Windows 7 PC as a FTP server, and we assign the IP 30.30.30.10 on that particular window PC. So how to configure Windows 7 as a FTP server, that you can refer my another video I have created separately. I'll provide the link in description. Okay, and port 1 we are using for management plus internet. Okay, and for on port 1 we are using the subnet 192.168.33.0, and why this is I have already told you multiple times. This is going to be on the this is totally depends on the configuration of your VMware. So I'm not going to explain you because our main topic is policy configuration on FortiGate firewall. So let's move on. Before I'm going to tell you one more thing. Before configuring the policy, we do need some pre-configured things on firewall to communicate these pieces from LAN to internet or from LAN to DMZ. So what are those points we need to configure? So we need to configure interface, DNS, routing and NAT. Then at the end we will configure the policy. So let's start with this configuration. For that, let me do one thing. Let me just access the CLI of this particular firewall. Default ID is going to be admin, password is going to be nothing. I'm logging for the first time. Just set the password. I set 123. You can set as per your requirement. Run the command show system interface and question mark. So see, on port 1 is configured as a DHCP, and we got the IP 192.168.33.190. So I'm just trying to access the firewall with the help of this particular IP. Let's see we are able to access or not. It's taking time. Might be due to some services are not enabled on port 1, like HTTPS or HTTP. Oh, we got the login prompt. It was taking some time. So that could be one of the reason if you are not able to access your firewall GUI with the help of assigned IP. There might be some issue with port 1 service configuration. So you can use this particular template, configure interface, edit port 1, set mode static, and then you can set the IP, and then you can allow the required services in that case. But right now we were able to access. So let me just access this firewall, admin and password what I set 123. Okay, this is the first time, so I'm doing a quick configuration for this, changing the host name. Okay, 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 and we are into the firewall. So what we have to configure before configuring the policy? So we have to configure interface configuration, DNS configuration, routing configuration, NAT configuration. Topology I already explained you, but I will explain you that some task we have to create a policy to achieve some tasks. I will explain you that task later. Just to be sure, I'll just explain this task at the same time when I will configure the policy. So just wait for that. Till the time we are just going to configure these pre-configure pre-required things. So I'm going to configure interface that is going to be as per our topology. Okay, so I'm going to configure port 2 first, then port 3 first. So let me go to the network section. For port configuration, where you have to visit, just visit, click on network, and you will get the option interface. And here you go. See, let me just edit the port 1. Port 1 we are using for WAN plus management. Okay, so I'm going to give the name WAN plus mgmt. Okay, and this is fine. All the services are already allowed. Just click OK. Now I am going to configure port 2. What is the IP? 10.10.10.100. I'm not going to take much time. Just click on this, click on edit. What is the alias name going to be? LAN 1. And what is the IP? 10.10.10.100/24. I'm going to allow HTTPS and ping for that. Click OK. Port 2 is configured. I'm going to configure port 3. IP is going to be 20.20.20.100. Let's configure that. Double click on port 3. Alias name I am going to give LAN 2. The IP is going to be 20.20.20.100. And I'm going to allow, subnet mask you have to give /24. I'm going to allow the IPv4, these services for IPv4. Just click OK. Port 2 is configured. Now I have to configure port 4. On port 4, what we are using IP is 30.30.30.100. So let me just configure. Give the alias name. We are using as a DMZ just for identification. We are using alias name. Okay. And the IP is going to be 30.30.30.100/24. And I'm going to allow HTTPS and ping on this particular interface as well. So we have configured our interface. Now what's next? Next is going to be DNS. So let me configure the DNS as well. For DNS, you can see there is an option below interface itself. Just click on that. Right now it's using FortiGate server. Use the specify one. What you are going to use? I am going to use the global DNS. You can use as per your requirement. Just click apply, and then what we have to configure routing. So for routing things, let me tell you here, all the subnets, this particular 10.10, 20.20 and 30.30, all the subnets are directly connected on firewall. And if you are going to see, I'll show you, there is already a default route towards internet, so we don't need a configuration for our directly connected subnet. It is going to take routing from directly, it's already present with the help of directly connected network. And for internet, there should be already a default route. I'll show you. If we are visiting on dashboard, there is a network, and there is just expand this. It will take some time to load. See, if you are going to see, there is already a default route towards our next hop. What is our next hop? 33.2. This is we have not configured this. This is already configured towards internet. If you want, we can configure, but it is already present, so we don't need to be concerned about routing. Okay, so our routing part is done, and NAT is going to be inside our policy. All the things has been configured on our firewall up except the policy. That is going to be our main topic. So let's wait for 2 minutes. Why? Because like let me configure the other things first. So this is like FTP server is already configured. Let me just check these LAN pieces if these are configured or not. So let me log in on first LAN 1 and let me check the IP configured. Okay, so LAN 1 is configured. That's fine. What is VPC LAN 1? So VPC LAN 1, let me just assign the IP. We are not getting why. Okay, let me try with just go for Windows PC 2. Let me check the IP for this. Okay, we have not configured IP on this. So let me configure this network and sharing center. Change adapter setting. Right click, properties, IPv4. Use the assigned IP. What is going to be 1020.20.20.20 255 255 255 0 and 20.20.20 dot the default gateway is going to be 100 as per our topology 8.8.8.8. I'm going to use global DNS. You can use as per your requirement. So we have configured the IP on our WinLAN 2 as well. Let's check. Yes, we do have the IP. Let me go on VPC if we are able to. Yes, here we are able to access VPC LAN 2. So let me assign the IP. If you don't know how to assign the IP, just click question mark and you will get the commands. Just click, just type IP and question mark here. This is the standard format. We can configure IP on VPC. So I'm going to configure IP. And what is the IP? As per our topology 20.20.20.10. So 20.20.20.10/24. And what is the gateway for this 20.20.20.100? Just click enter and it will assign the IP for this particular VPC. Okay, so all the things has been done. We have configured these LAN PCs as well as this FTP is already configured. The routing is already there. NAT we are going to like use inside that particular policy itself. So let me tell you the task. First task, we are going to allow only LAN 1 subnet for internet, not LAN 2 subnet. So in first task, we are going to allow only these two PCs towards our internet through this FortiGate firewall. Okay, we are going to configure a policy on this FortiGate firewall and let's see like we are allowing only LAN 1. Will LAN 2 pieces with work with the same policy or not? So this is the first task. So let's achieve this first task, then we will move on the second one. Okay, before that, let me do one thing. Let me generate some traffic from LAN 1 and let's see if we are able to reach on internet or not. Okay, so here we are. Just I am generating global ping for global DNS, continuous ping. Okay, I'm generating from LAN 1 as well as from LAN 2 and let's see whether we are getting a ping from both PCs while allowing a single one or not. Okay, so see on there is two windows open for LAN 2. So see on LAN 2, this is the LAN 2. Keep in mind LAN 2 we are getting request timeout. Let's see on LAN 1. On LAN 1 also we are getting request timeout. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me just create a policy for LAN 1 extend. We have to log in once again. We are inside the firewall. Yes. and the pre-required things are already there. So let's move. For policy, we have to be inside the policy and object section. Okay, and there you will get a firewall policy option. So here I have to tell you, before configuring the policy, let me tell you one thing. This is the implicit deny rule. If we are not going to configure anything, every traffic is going to hit on this particular implicit deny rule, which is a default rule coming by default from FortiGate itself. We can't edit, we can't delete this particular rule, and this is going to take action on all the traffic if there is no other policies. And what it is going to do, it is going to deny all the things always, all the for all the source, all the destination, and always for all the services. What it is going to be like, it is going to deny the traffic is not going to be allowed. Okay, let me just tell you, just double click on that and see. We can't do anything, we can't change anything. So I'm going back, and to create a new policy, just click on create new. And before moving forward, let me just tell you about these things. What is these things? So these are the options we are getting in new policies. So name, whatever name you want to give for that particular policy, just for identification. Incoming interface, from where the traffic is coming. Like if we are going to follow our topology, if we are generating the traffic from WinLAN 1, it is going to hit on our port 2. So port is going to be our incoming traffic. And if we are going towards our DMZ, then the exit interface, the outgoing interface is going to be port 4. And if we are going to generate a traffic towards our internet, then it is going to be port 1. The exit interface is going to be port 1. So incoming interface means from where the traffic is coming, outgoing interface from where the traffic is going, source is also like from which particular source like you are going to get the traffic. So for source things, we can allow for a particular source. Here you can see there is an option, create an address, to create an address group, to create IP address thread feed. Okay, so these are the options we can create addresses. Like if we want to generate traffic, like allow the traffic only for this particular PC, then we have to create a what address for that. Okay, I'll tell you. For now, just understand from where the traffic is coming, from which source, from which towards which destination the traffic is going. That is going to be our destination. Schedule, for which particular time you want this particular rule to be allowed. Services, for what particular service you want this particular rule to be allowed, like FTP, ICMP, HTTPS, multiple services there. Action, what you want to accept or means allow the traffic, or you want to deny the traffic. Inspection mode, flow mode, and proxy mode. We will discuss later about this. Okay. See, the NAT is already allowed, and which NAT is allowed? Using outgoing interface address. If you are going towards internet, it is going to be port 1. If you are going towards port 4, it is going to be sorry, DMZ, it is going to be port 4. So that's the default net. Let me tell you some other things as well. Here are the security profile. We will create a separate video for this. We are not going to cover security profile things in this video. And this is the option to allow the log all sessions. Okay, so these are the things. And now what was our first task? We are going to allow our LAN 1 subnet towards internet, and then we are going to check whether LAN 2 is also going allowed. We are able to make the communication with our LAN 1 LAN 2 as well, or only we have created a rule for LAN 1, then we are only able to make the communication towards internet only from LAN 1. So that's the main thing. Now we have generated traffic from both. See, there's a timeout on LAN 1, on LAN 2 as well. And let me just create that particular traffic. What is this? LAN 1 to internet. What is the incoming interface for that? I already told you that is going to be LAN 1 because port 2, LAN 1. Okay. What is the outgoing interface? We are creating a policy towards port 1. Means outgoing towards internet, that is going to be port 1. So outgoing interface is going to be WAN. What is the source? So right now I'm going to allow all sources. Even we have configured 10.10.10 here. If we are getting another subnet on port 2, that is going to be allowed, because right now we are not specifying a source for this particular rule. We will specify this later. See, all means what we are getting. What is the meaning of all? It's for all 0000 allowed all. It is going to be allowed for all the subnets. Okay, I'm going to choose the destination all because we don't know on internet where that particular PC is want to go. Okay, schedule is going to be always, and services is going to be, for now I am creating with all the services. Action is going to be accepted, and the logs is going to be logging for all the sessions. Just click OK, and after clicking OK, if we are going to check on LAN 1, we'll definitely get some traffic. See, yes, we are getting. See, this is the LAN 1, and we are already able to reach to global DNS from LAN 1 PC. Okay, let me check if I am able to open this particular VPC LAN 1 or not. I'm able to open, but why it is not coming? Let me do one thing. Let me just quickly stop and restart this once again. In the meantime, it is getting started. Let me move on. Oh, we are not able to start. Okay, leave this. So we are able to make a communication towards global DNS from our LAN 1. Is the same rule working for our LAN 2 as well? So let's see that. No, it's not working. Still we are getting, see, here still we are getting, if you can see, this is LAN 2 and still we are getting request timeout. But on right side you can see there is LAN 1 and we already got some ICMP response. So let me do one thing. This time what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the, so it did the same interface. I'm going to, this is not this was not in our task, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to deny this PC for internet communication. Okay, and I'm going to allow the internet communication for our WinLAN 2, and let's see is it working or not. So what I'm going to do, everything is going to be same apart from our incoming interface. Okay, so let's double click on this particular rule, and I'm going to change the incoming interface from port 2 to, earlier it was port 2 which was belongs to our LAN 1. I'm going to set this incoming interface as a port 3, and let's see if any traffic is coming from port 3, that is allowed towards internet or not. I'm just going to change this particular port 2 to port 3. Where is LAN 2? Yeah, this is the, okay, let me click OK, and let's see. See, earlier there was communication from LAN 1. See, we are getting a TCP timeout, request timeout on LAN 1. And is it working for LAN 2 or not? Yes, it is working. So this time we allowed the traffic for our LAN 2. And we are getting the response for that. So this was the first task, and let's move on the another task, and let me explain you the first what we are going to do. Allow all LAN pieces for internet. Okay, this time what we are going to do, we are going to allow all LAN pieces. These all four pieces, can we allow these all four pieces in the single rule towards internet or not? We can do have two things. Port 3 is already allowed. We can create a separate rule with the help of port 2, but what if we are going to get multiple, like here we are going to get 10 interfaces in LAN. Are we going to create 10 rules in real-time enterprise network? No, there is a solution. We are using zone for that particular option. So for zone creation, see why we are going to create zone. Let me show you that as well. If we are going to create a policy here, if we are going to select a zone, we can select, interface. We can select only one interface at a time. We can't select multiple interface. But in incoming interface option, we can do one thing. There is an option, we can create a zone and we can combine the interfaces which required for our like incoming interface, and we can call that particular combined zone or whatever it is in our incoming interface. Let me show you. For that we have to move on our network section. See what we are going to combine here, port 2 and port 3. So click on interface, click on create new, and you will get an option for zone. So here we are getting an option for zone. Just click on that. Just give the name whatever you want, zone underscore LAN, and give, and you can give whatever you want. What should be the member of this particular zone? So LAN 1, and we are not getting here LAN 2 option, right? Why? Because LAN 2 it is in use where in this particular rule. So let me delete this particular rule first, because if it is in like individually in use in any particular policy, we can't create a zone for that particular. So let me go to interface once again. I deleted that particular interface policy, and let me create zone, and let me give the name once again, zone underscore LAN, and what ports are going to be member LAN 1, and see we are getting option for LAN 2 this time. You can comment anything if you want, otherwise you can just click OK. So I have just created a zone, that is LAN zone, and let's see if we are going to like if we are able to make this happen or not. We are going to allow this all four pieces, and let's see if it is going to work or not. So let's move on policy section, firewall policy, create new, and this time also allow all LAN. And what it is going to be, we have created a zone. See, this is going to be our incoming interface. What is going to be outgoing interface? The same WAN interface. What is going to be source? This time for all services is also all, and we are going to log this traffic for all sessions. Click OK, and see we have created a policy in which we have allowed all four PCs, WinLAN 1, VPC LAN 1, VPC LAN 2, WinLAN 2, and let's see if we are getting response for all PCs from internet or not. So see, this is WinLAN 1 and we are getting response for that. The another PC WinLAN 2 and we are getting response for that as well. So yes, let's check for this particular VPC as well. We do have access for that, and let me do ping 8.8.8.8. Yes, we are getting response on our VPC2 as well. So yes, we can say this one is misbehaving. So just forgot about this. But yeah, this one, the WinLAN PC2, the WinLAN 1, all we were able to communicate all the pieces which is present in LAN 1 and LAN 2. Let me do some more specific rule. We have allowed the incoming interface, Okay, we have allowed the incoming interface from both LAN 1 and LAN 2. What we will do, we'll do one thing, we'll allow only WinLAN 1 and WinLAN 2 to communicate through internet, will not allow this particular VPC 2. So let's see if we will able to make that particular. Okay, before that, one change. What we will do, we will allow only this particular LAN 1 and then we'll try LAN 1 and LAN 2 both. So first we are going to allow this particular LAN 1. Let's see. So for LAN 1, what we have to do, we allowed all the source. So this time we are going to allow a specific source, and that is going to be host LAN 1. Okay, and what is what is the IP of that particular? See, here we can like create the address for multiple things: subnet, IP range, FQDN, geography, dynamic, and device MAC. But right now we are creating a subnet or IP. So I'm going to use IP for that particular device. What it is? It is 10.10.10.10. Okay. So, and the subnet is going to be, sorry, 32 we are going to use, and interface is going to be any. Just click OK, and yes, we are going to select source as a LAN host 1. So what do you mean by this policy? This is going to be incoming interface is going to be either the part of whatever the part of this particular zone LAN member, and what is the member of that particular zone. If we are going to see LAN 1 and LAN 2, so whether the traffic is coming from LAN 1 or LAN 2, port 2 or port 3, it is going to be allowed. Okay, for which particular destination? For WAN management port towards internet. Okay, and for which particular source it is going to be allowed. So it doesn't matter whether it is coming from port 2 or port 3. We have specified our source, and source is going to be only 10.10.10.10. So whenever we are going to receive a traffic from 10.10.10.10, only that time this particular firewall is going to allow the traffic. Whether if it is going to receive any traffic from other IP, it is going to deny. So let's see that. Let's click OK. We are going to set destination all and services all. Let's click OK, and before clicking OK, let me show you. These are the output of LAN 2 as well as LAN 1. So we are getting ICMP response from global DNS on both LAN 1 and LAN 2 window PC. Okay, as well as on our VPC also. Yes, let me just apply this particular policy. Click OK, and let's see. This policy got applied, and this was for LAN 1 PC. So let's see the output of LAN 1 PC first. Yes, still we are getting response. Let's move on. Where is LAN 2? Yeah, here is LAN 2, and see, on LAN 1 still we are receiving the ICMP response, but on LAN 2 we are getting TCP, like request timeout for that. Okay, let's check on our VPC as well. We are getting response or not. Earlier it was there. So yeah, we are getting timeout on our VPC as well. Why? Because we have created the rule only for a particular PC. We allowed only this LAN 1 PC towards internet, and we denied rest all. So this is the thing you can do a deep dive on policy part. You can create a more specific policy as per your organization requirement. So let me do one more thing. Let me just, what was the next task? to allow WinLAN 1 and WinLAN 2. This time we are going to allow, this PC is already allowed, right? LAN 1 is already allowed. We want to allow this like this particular PC as well, not this PC, towards internet. So let's do one thing. What we will do, we'll just double click on this particular, see, we can do, let me just double click on this, and this is our like source, right? The source is LAN 1. We can add one more source. No, earlier what was there? So, sorry, where it is? Yeah, host LAN 1. So this is the only subnet right now allowed, only IP right now allowed. What we want? We want to allow 20.20.20.20 as well. So we can create an address from here or address group from here, or either we can, there is a option, separate option you can see on left below IPv4 DOS policy. There is a addresses option. Just click on that, and here you will like get the option to create an address or address group. But like I'll explain this later. I'm going to create from, okay, let's do from here itself. It is not going to take much time. I'm going to create another address which is going to be for our WinLAN 2, and this is LAN 2 host 2. I gave him the name, and what is the IP 20.20.20. dot, let me check one more time. Yes, 20.20.20.20, and I'm going to create this particular on /32. For any particular interface it is going to work. Just click OK. And now what we need, if we are going to select incoming address, let's check. Just click on this, and if we are going to select an incoming address, I am going to select here host 2 as well. Yes, it is working. This is the way we can add like whatever sources we need, or either there is one more thing. What is that? Just click on this, just click on create, and there is an option for address group. So just create that. What is the group name? It is going to be LAN 1, LAN 2. I'm giving just for like identifier. You can give any one, like anyone you want. And what is the member going to be for this particular LAN 1 and LAN 2? Just click OK, and do one thing. Let's remove this particular sources, and let's just call that particular address group which we created. So these are the things we can do on our policy section. We can apply like a single subnet, multiple subnet, or we can create a like address group, and we can apply that particular address group as a source. So let me just apply this, and let's see if we are able to communicate from both LAN 1 and LAN 2 or not. So yes, see, yes, we are able to communicate from LAN 2 as well, from LAN 1 as well. But let me check one thing. What was our task? We don't want to allow this particular VPC. So let me just try to ping global DNS, and let's see if this particular PC is reachable or not. So no, it is not reachable. Timeout. So our policy is working. All right. So I believe it's clear. I'm going to stop this video. I'm not going to cover my last. Okay, do one thing. Let me just create a rule for this as well. What is our requirement? We are going to communicate this particular LAN 2 with our Windows PC, FTP server in our DMG. Okay, so let's do one thing. I'm just going to create a policy. This is going to be LAN 2 to DMZ, and what will be the incoming interface? So see, here we are getting that particular zone, but what is our requirement? We need that particular interface. Let's do one thing. Let's call the LAN zone. We do have other option, and towards DMZ, right? This is the incoming and this is the outgoing interface. what will be the source for this? So source is going to be our LAN host 2, and what will be the destination? So this time the destination is, we know where our LAN PCs try to reach, where our LAN PC is trying to reach on our Windows PC, sorry, FTP server, right? And what is the IP of that particular server? So we'll do one thing, we'll create another address, and that is going to be DMZ server. And what is the IP for that? We are going to put 30.30.30.10, I believe. Let me check one more time. Yes, 10. And it is going to be /32 for any particular. Yes, the source is fine. Let me try. Okay, yeah, the destination we have decided. Schedule is going to be always, and services here we can decide FTP as well, FTP if you need. But right now, yes, let's do one thing. Let's decide FTP, and we can, yeah, we can do one thing. We can create a address group for service group address for that particular object for that particular requirement. Right now, do one thing. Let's allow all the services. Okay, and we are going to allow the logging for all the sessions. Just click OK, and it is on top now. Yeah, let me do one thing. I didn't check the connectivity before giving you the. Okay, let me do one thing. We have allowed all the policy, right? So let's check with this ping. And what is our destination IP? 30.30.30.10. It is going to be continuous. So right now, yes, we are getting. Why? Because we have allowed this particular source LAN 2 towards our DMZ. Let's check from LAN 1 whether the LAN 1 is also able to reach to FTP server or not. So let's check that. Where is LAN 1? Here it is. Ping 30.30.30.10, and let's see. So no, we are getting request timeout from LAN 1. So we only allowed LAN 2 for our FTP communication. So these are the things, these kind of requirements you will get in our your enterprise network, or your in your organization network. To create the policies, you can just follow the steps and you can create multiple things. We'll discuss some more policy. I mean, some more type of traffic allow, how we can create a policy for that. We will discuss in upcoming videos. For now, that's the thing we were discussing about the policy. I hope you guys have understand the things. So let's meet up in next video soon. Thanks.